one, even if it's not what you normally do, get outside of your comfort zone and just know that doing something is better than nothing, number one. And number two, having people around you that build a good support system and can snap you out of like these moments and these little poopy pants attitudes that you might have sometimes. And then, just giving yourself grace.
Transmission received. Authorization granted. Welcome to the video.
What's up, dreamers? Oh, I hope you're having a fantastic day or had a fantastic day, depending on where you are in the world. And I have to let you know that you are awesome. Welcome to Driving and Vibing. We are here again with the ladies. Lady in the front, lady in the mask in the back. And welcome to Driving and Vibing. What is the vibe today? What do we want to talk about?
Holiday travel and keeping a good mindset.
Keeping a good, healthy mindset. Good job. This is Christina. If you haven't watched the last video, this is Alice. And I am me. Welcome to Drive and Vibe. I said that 3 times already. We're going to talk about holiday travel. A lot of people travel on the holidays. Even if you are on the younger side, you might be traveling with your family, right? And I know this can be a time of stress for people, especially when you are traveling for extended periods of time and you're kind of thrown off your routine or feel as though you're thrown off your routine. There are things you can do to kind of keep up with your routine, and there are a lot of things you can do to kind of keep the mentality good and healthy in regards to those long bouts of being away from home and your normal everyday life and what you may be doing. And we want to talk all about it. So we're going to start out with let's see if Christina has anything she wants to start with. She doesn't like to start. I've tried that several times. So we're going to start out with traveling. Let's just talk about traveling in general. And let's go into story time. I just traveled for about a day under 2 weeks. Helped my brother drive. It was a long time, one of the longest I've been away, I think, in a very long time, especially away from the family. But I drove across the country with my brother. Then we ended up at my other brother's house. So we went from, let this up so it doesn't shake so much, from California to Maryland was the drive. And I flew to California from Pennsylvania. So there was that. Oh, from Maryland, actually. I flew from Maryland. So I was away for quite some time. Now on a regular, why didn't the car beep at me? On a regular weekly routine, I average 4 days at the gym. I do cold rinses almost every morning. I try to do it every single morning. I have a red light that I use. I try to fast 12 to 15 or 16 hours a day. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm doing. I try to stay very hydrated. And when you're traveling, all that seems to be a little more difficult. And that's where people might struggle and feel as though, they start getting where the mindset, if you keep your mindset right, the traveling, there are ways you can kind of incorporate your wellness routine into traveling. So an example is I wasn't able to bring my red light on the plane. It was too big, but I did bring it to my brother's. I dropped it off before I went on the flight, so I was able to have it. So I thought about that beforehand, so I was able to use my red light while after I got back from the drive. But during the whole thing, hotels have showers, and one of the things that I do every morning is take a cold shower, cold rinse, or at night, depending on how the day plans out, whatever. They always have showers, so I made sure that I did a cold rinse every single day, regardless of where I was, what state I was in, what hotel I might have been in, or whose house I was at. So there's that habit being kept up with, and that's just something you can do. That's one of the examples of kind of what I did. This thing is going crazy today, and keeping up with that, those healthy routines. Another routine that I have, and the wife has, is we like to drink tea every night. I prepared enough tea to last me the 2 weeks, And hotels usually have a coffee maker which can produce hot water without coffee in it, and I use that to drink my tea. There's a couple nights where I totally forgot I made it and didn't drink it, but it was still there. The habit was, I was still continuing the habit, and I was able to drink my tea a majority of the nights. So I kept these habits going throughout, which in turn kind of kept me in a better mindset, especially on the way, you know, when we finally got back home, where it's like I don't have to rebuild these habits, and I didn't break these habits, you know, during the trip. One of the habits that I did, that I hold, which I just said, was working out about 4 times a week. I only did that once during the drive, and then twice on the week, so 3 times about in the 2 weeks. That is a habit that I've built over the past 5 years, that I know in my head, I knew going into this that I may not get as many workouts in as I usually do, and I accepted that. I tried to walk as much as we could. I helped walk my brother's dog every stop that we went, so I knew I was getting some activity, especially from sitting for 4 days straight, driving. And I kind of put myself in the mental state that I was maybe not going to get all the activity that I usually get, and I accepted that. But the other habits, I knew that I was also going to carry these other habits with me and do as many of my kind of health and wellness routine type habits as I could throughout the traveling. What do you have to say, little mama?
I'll add a couple things. So, you know, when we were at his brother's in Maryland, Austin did not want to use the Peloton, and he wanted to go to the gym, but we were with a lot of people. It was a little stressful of a time. And so anyway, we were with a lot of people. We were outside of our environment, and instead of, he wanted to go to the gym, but I was going out, like, it didn't work out, and but his brother has a Peloton downstairs, and Austin works out right now at the gym. Like, that's kind of the grind that he's in, but also has always has done the Peloton a lot, and he just had this like little poopy pants attitude about running on the treadmill, and I went upstairs and I just yelled at him. I was like, dude, quit your poopy pants attitude, and you will feel so much better when you just do this than if you don't. So, one, even if it's not what you normally do, get outside of your comfort zone and just know that doing something is better than nothing, number one. And number two, having people around you that build a good support system and can snap you out of like these moments and these little poopy pants attitudes that you might have sometimes. And then, just giving yourself grace. Like, I know that when we travel sometimes, and we'll just go through different stages in our life, and we'll go through different places and things like that, and especially around the holidays when oftentimes you're with family, just giving yourself grace, and the fact that, like, I used to beat myself up if I didn't stick to my routine and I didn't work out if I was on a vacation, or I travel a ton for work, so I travel sometimes, I can even be gone 2 weeks out of the month sometimes, so I can travel a ton for work, and sometimes just giving yourself grace, knowing, hey, you know what, I had a really long day, or I was with family, or whatever it might be. Don't let that derail your routine when you get back. And I think that that's one of the hardest things to learn, is to just give yourself grace, and just to say, hey, you know what, this 1 week or these couple days isn't going to derail all of my progress. We're just going to pick it right back up when we get home.
I love that. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I did want to say that she really loves the poopy pants attitude part. Yeah. But that's true. I also, she'll be happy to know that I did put that in. I did put that in a recent video, that I did have that poopy pants attitude. I admit my faults, and this is true. I got stuck in a mindset. This is why I say having a partner or you know, an accountability buddy is very important as well, because there she was. She helped me get right back into the mindset. I got on the bike. I did feel better, and you know, it wasn't exactly what I wanted to do, but I have to say, giving yourself leeway, that is a very, very, very good point. Being able to give yourself leeway, which is what I said I did during, knowing that I was giving myself leeway in the fact that I wasn't going to be able to exercise the way that I do because I was traveling. And reality of it is exactly what Christina said, not going to make or break, you know, the progress that it's not really going to break the progress that I had building up to this trip. So I think those are some very valid points. I'm already really enjoying this. Maybe I'm going to get her in the car with us more often and you know, have some fun, chit chat. If you have any tips of your own, now everybody knows there's a police officer here. So if we get pulled over, I'm still recording through it. If you have any tips of your own, let us know. We would love to hear them. Let us know in the comments, you know, on kind of what you do through traveling. If you like what you heard, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. That would greatly help out the channel. And yeah, we hope to see everybody in the next video. Bye.
Bye.
Wave, bye. She's not in a waving mood. Later, dreamers.